Well, I first had my first piano lesson, I suppose, back when I was 3. I'll sit for the exams accordingly as the years went by. I think the turning point came when I truly began to love music was 14 years old when that came about. Started off with piano, completely purely piano, nothing else whatsoever. The need arose for a bass guitarist and they said, Shen, give it a try. I only could play maybe like the bass guitar and perhaps a bit of the guitar before I graduated from uni. It was only after uni that's when I could further explore more other different instruments like saxophone and also eventually flute and trumpet. So I first started performing in restaurants, in shopping malls, in private functions, in weddings. Clients would ask for, hey, do you have a band or do you have an orchestra? Well, not orchestra, maybe a small ensemble or a string quartet. It's because of that, that's how you start to develop a network of musicians and friends. Maybe one day it would be like, oh, there's a wedding coming up, they need a string quartet with a pianist. I would call up my various musician friends and we would team up together and work on a couple of pieces and perform for that wedding. Recently we did an 80s gig where we specialized all in 80s music, and that's where the guitar came into play. I remember my first musical that I conducted. I was actually initially hired to be the pianist for the show. But as the rehearsal process went along, they said, Shen, you know the music so well inside and out, why don't you conduct the entire Broadway band? It was not an easy task actually. There's about 25 musicians in the so-called Broadway musical orchestra. And that's where the conducting journey began. And since then I've conducted various orchestras and ensembles for different occasions.
What's up? Thank you for watching this episode. This is just part 1. Next week we're gonna have part 2. Shen will be sharing more on composition, so stay tuned for that. You can follow us if you're not already following us on Facebook, as well as subscribe to us on YouTube, youth.my. Again, youth.my. Yeah, for those of you who are traveling because of Chinese New Year, I want to wish you Happy Chinese New Year and a safe journey to you. Bye.